And welcome to the National Meat Treasure Podcast with your host, Ellen DeGeneres,
aka Chocolate Daddy. And with your host, not Ellen DeGeneres, definitely not Ellen DeGeneres. Wait, can we go like Ryan Seacrest? No, Ryan Seacrest sucks dick. I'll be a Rosie O'Donnell. You know what?
Oh wow!
Oh no!
That's a bold choice.
Ricky Lake. That's my bitch.
Yo, Ricky Lake.
What a throwback! That's showing your age, real.
That is a fucking.
I would blush looking at Ricky Lake. I had always the crush on Ricky Lake because she was just so understanding.
She was cute. Yeah.
She's
and your other host, I am Thrillah. I don't know if this is backwards. This is probably backwards, but it says Saint Thrillah.
Oh, got Saint Thrillah on the bottle.
Saint Thrillah on the bottle. Niggas know what it is.
AKA the Honeycombs guy.
Let's get this show on the road.
What was his name?
Oh shit! You do love this nigga from the Honeycombs spot.
What was his name? Fuck, I forget his name.
The Hunamaniac or something?
Was it that? I thought it was something like Tweak or some shit like that because he was just like Tweak.
Like, yeah, you did like a movement and you had the same eyes for a second, and I was like, that's the Honeycombs dude, like talking to me. Like,
that's a good cereal.
Yeah,
I like
the Staten Island Honeycombs dude. I don't know. We got to figure out that name. We'll find it out one day.
Ooh, no, I'm gonna work on that. The Staten Island Honeycomb Man.
Oh,
Honeycomb Slayer.
I think
the
that's
honeycomb.
The honeycomb. The honeycomb. I'm not your homie. I'm your honeycomb.
This is already off to a terrible start. Where we're already at the point where we're talking about like hypothetical
mascots from the 90s.
And it's hypothetical 90s mascots like race. Are we talking about that? Is that like could you
wow.
Wait, hold on. If you started a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, could you technically create a Honeycomb Man race and be one? Because he's definitely like getting too nerdy for you guys. He's definitely like a rogue. He's definitely like fucking shit up with like with a dagger, and he's just hopped up on whatever fucking honeycomb dude. Like, it's probably just regular Coke, right?
You know what? I imagine my thought was always that he was like a weasel or some kind of regular rodent, but got high off honeycomb. That was mine. To the point where he mutated.
Wait, that's actually possible. There's those honeycombs in like I'm trying to think. It's like Southeast Asia, and the bees actually go to this like apparently this plant that is poisonous or something like that. But basically, the honey is well sought after, and the people collect it and get high off the honey. And so do animals.
Oh,
like it's straight up like a whole thing. Like, it's amazing. I want to.
That is fire.
Imagine, like,
I was actually thinking the other day, like, how many things, in keeping with my, hatred of capitalism, how many things would we? Because there's got to be a ton of shit that gets us high that we don't even know.
Oh yeah,
yo,
that's hid from us, that they've regulated, that we've deforested out of existence. Like, I imagine, like, we would just like. I feel like if we just like let nature rock. You'd probably get high on like one out of 3 plants.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like just being outside, just like this orange is a little more ripe than the other oranges. You eat it and you're fucked up.
Okay.
Speaking of oranges and getting high, this is a great segue. So I found out one of the interesting things on TikTok. You can get high, have a full blown acid trip, which is going to be a great segue into Joey talking about his first acid trip later. But I found out you can reproduce this effect by taking an orange peel, putting fluoride toothpaste on it, and leaving it outside for 3 weeks, and then eating it.
What?
I'm a dub that.
I'm not gonna try that, bro. I'm not gonna try that.
I saw it on.
That's risky.
I saw it on TikTok. I saw it. I didn't fact check it, but I saw it on TikTok, and it was a TikTok where a girl made the joke about this orange peel thing,
right? And
I guess her comments were like, nobody knew what the fuck she was talking about. Okay. And then some other guy stitched it, and he was like, "This is what it is. Clearly, y'all have not been to rehab, or her followers have not been to rehab before. Because when you've got to find ways to get high, you get creative.
You find them.
Wow."
And I went to his comments, and his comments, half of them were like, "Yeah, you do get high." No, it was split. It was split between three. It was, "Yeah, you do get high, and it's always terrible. Yeah, you do get high, and it's great. And no, you're just getting food poisoning, and you're gonna just throw it." So I mean,
none of it.
2 out of 3, you're getting high.
Yo,
I mean, that's what shrooms
it's a solid
is, right?
chance.
You're gonna get food
Yeah.
poisoning. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna shit your brains out. But to the mad, just to back this up, it's from Nepal. It's called Mad Honey, and it's from some pollen of a hallucinogenic like plant. It's called, I can't even pronounce it. Rhododendron flowers cover the mountainside, and literally like people climb up like this like steep mountainside with like gear just to scoop it out, and it's wild. Yo, I want to try that shit. Like
that sounds fire.
What? How far would you go? Like not go, but where's the? Like I would lick a toad. Like that those poisonous toads that get you high and shit. Like I would totally try that.
Like how far would you go for a trip?
Like I don't know. Like
first,
I'm not licking a toad.
First off, this is like one of 3 sentences before somebody goes to rehab. Like, there's a checklist. Like when you start having conversations, like what would you do to get high? And then like the next sentence is like,
but like,
man, I did this crazy shit to get high last night, and now I'm arrested. And then the third is I'm checking myself.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I think that's absolutely. But you know what? Then there's like white dudes who go on TV and make a lifestyle about it. You ever seen that dude like a pharmacopoeia? Literally just tries all kinds of drugs on TV for a living. So I gotta find a way. Like I'm gonna try fucking licking frogs and taking.
Is he famous for this?
Yes, it's like a really awesome show. It's fucking informational too.
I'm gonna keep it a band, bro. Like I like drugs, but watching people be on drugs is the least entertaining thing. Because like
it goes through the history.
They look dumb to you.
Well, like there's a lot of drugs that are like out there that aren't like anything besides marijuana and coke. Like basically, like there's one where they harvest from this kind of like life-giving tree. It's like almost a Joshua tree kind of thing, and the roots are like this kind of very strange bark. It's very reddish, and they like cure it and everything. But it's technically completely legal, but also illegal, because if they turn it to whatever it is, I guess it's like a barbiturate. But like, you know, like, but at the same time, like you go like ayahuasca or other stuff like that, it's like holy medicine. Like, so, but that's the thing. I'm also willing to take all of that but you know, ayahuasca just looks fucking scary. Like,
bro, I've heard on ayahuasca, you will at least shit yourself or throw up.
I can deal with the throwing up because I do that with alcohol.
And I think they said cry. My friend might have said cry, but like I cry.
I cry a lot.
Life
I don't
makes
know,
me
man.
cry,
I don't know,
so
man. I don't know.
That's nothing new.
We're gonna be real. I cry a fucking lot. But you know what?
Shitting yourself
over here living the rap lifestyle. Like, I'm a producer and I cry a ton.
That's exactly the lifestyle.
Listen to my brother. Bro. He's a gangster rapper, and I cry.
Listen, that is exactly the lifestyle. Because that kind of brings me to I've been watching a really good show. Have you guys been watching Wu-Tang: An American Story?
I have not.
Oh, that's so fire!
You have to watch it, man. I have taken a boxing workout class with the guy who plays. I think he plays Supreme.
Oh,
I don't know
he?
because I've never watched the
That's
show.
Dope.
But my brother worked with this guy at this like boxing gym, and he is an actor on that show. And
I love it, man.
I've heard great things about the show.
It's so good.
I heard it's dope.
It's one of those, like, the reason why I say that is because, like, you know, RZA is like more of an emotional person, and that's like they show him a lot, and it reminds me of you, like when I see him, because he's like, the way they depict him, he's like just a nice person, like a really, but by Stapleton, and all his boys are like, you know, shooters basically, and everyone's killing each other, like, you know, so like he comes off as just like this dude kind of caught up in it. He's got like a house. He's not even in Stapleton. Like he's like, so it's a good parallel. Like there is a lot of crying and producing between like beat making, between like, I'm sure everything else in the world. Like, it's have you watched it, Justin?
I'm going to now.
I have not. I have So my only interest in Wu-Tang is the secret to Method Man's sexiness. He's so hot.
So good.
Method Man is so fucking sexy.
Yeah.
Yo,
like, I saw him in a video like recently.
He shops at my store.
I was like,
all the time.
Sexy.
I see him in person all the time.
Yeah.
And he's like 6'4".
Yo, he is.
He's I'm gonna keep it a band too. Like, this is gonna be a very hot take in the black community.
Okay.
I think Belly was overrated.
That's fair.
Except for Method Man. Belly, like, here's the thing. Hype Williams did an amazing job with cinematography.
Yeah.
But DMX and Nas cannot act.
No, they
like,
can't.
I didn't
they really
grab
can't.
onto their characters.
Not at all.
At all.
But Method Man as a villain was fucking like especially how they had them like rattlesnakes playing in the background, like every time you entered a room. That shit was I thought that shit was the coolest shit when I was a kid. But I also have an Orochimaru tattoo, so
it explains.
I just like snakes and villains.
Snakes are dope. snakes and villains. I'm with
but Method Man has like a good amount of acting credits, like already.
Oh
like,
yeah, he's
a
actor.
Fantastic actor. Like in my eyes, he's like, you know, he started with that, and then you had How High, and then he just kind of got in serious roles. Like he played is this HBO show called Cherry, and he happened to be a pimp. But like it was the way that like he kind of depicted it, and how many like layers he could add to that just by adding to like what at least he saw, right? Like it's New York. He's in New York City in like the late 70s. So
right.
I mean, it's not like even if he's seen or he knows somebody who looks exactly like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So can I give you, speaking of How High, can I give you a little fun fact about Trop that you don't know?
Uh-oh.
So you know how black people call like my mom's friends from high school, I would refer to as my aunts, right?
Yeah.
Their husbands were my uncles.
Yes.
Okay.
So I had an uncle, aka my mom's friend from high school's husband, who was the A&R for Ja Rule.
What?
And before How High came out, he just gave me a bunch of How High merch.
That's
like
sick.
long before it was even like in fit.
Right.
So I would wear it to high school because like my mom was poor. So like everyone like thought I was smoking all this weed in high school. I had never seen weed at all, and I just had a bunch of shit like a beanie, like a long sleeve that just said How High, How High, How High. And then the movie came out, and then it made sense to people. They're like, "How'd you get this shit so early?" And I was like, "Oh, I've met Ja Rule. I did meet Ja Rule." And and you know,
you was that nigga for that.
And that was the coolest I ever was in high school.
That's amazing. Like
that's how it sparked you off.
I'm really
like,
jealous.
Yo, Trop he's connected, and he was way on to shit before anybody else. Guys, we got to follow that guy. That's the guy. He's the one. He's the leader.
Oh, I was not the guy in high school, not by any stretch of the imagination. Dude,
I'm
I
sure.
remember speaking of drugs in high school, I had a very funny high school moment. So I remember I had a crush on this girl, Ingrid, in high school. And I'm going to give you a description. Basically, imagine Avril Lavigne, but Pakistani.
Okay.
Literally,
That's great.
Avril Lavigne. And she was younger than
Sure.
me. Like, I was like 16 and she was like 15.
Okay.
And I remember she was dating this drug dealer named Mario, who was like 25, which in hindsight
it's
is
crazy.
Weird.
Right?
Crazy. I didn't think it was weird back then, but I remember they were doing coke together, and she's younger than me. And then she's like, "I don't want you to see this. You're too innocent." And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm like in a project hallway, they're just doing coke, and I'm just like standing there watching in my How High merch. Like, I'm a fucking nerd."
Listen, man. How did you like? I don't know if that's like a common thing, but I had like a really hot like Guyanese chick named Faith, and she had some like giant like fucking 6'8" like drug dealing boyfriend. That would I don't even understand how he like got into the circle of a middle school, but this was really predatory if I'm thinking about it. So like, shout out to that, guys. But he literally came to school. He came to pick her up from school with her name cut into his hair. Like, even though.
I mean, that's a flex. That's
is that a
certified
flex?
lover boy. I
Is
fuck
that,
with that.
Is that a flex? I don't know if that's a flex, bro.
Back. If it came with like a neck tattoo, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't do the hair.
Sides of my head shaved. I would definitely carve a girl's name.
Oh, is that like a challenge?
Not like with a blade.
Is that like? Are you?
Whenever I'm in love, listen, ladies. If you're listening and you want me to shave your name into the side of my head,
there it is.
Talk to me nice. You know, I'm willing to put you on.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. he's making the offer. And that brings me to our weekly check-in. Twice a week check-in. Is Trop celibate still?
Oh wow.
Listen, we're not gonna. This is the last time I'm checking in. I'm not gonna put my sex life on blast. But for the record, I have not fucked anybody.
Oh, you're going strong.
It's been like a week and a half, or like 2 weeks. But no. What was I about to say? Yeah, no, we're not gonna do this check-in every week on who's tapped into my penis. All right.
Listen,
if something comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't come up, it doesn't come up. But I mean, actually, I was gonna tell you guys, So at the beginning of my depression, when my company got sold and I quit my job, before I quit, I was like, I'm just gonna work. I'm gonna work because my job would allow me to work up to 72 hours a week if I wanted to. Sometimes if I didn't, so I was gonna dive into work, and that ended up not happening. And then I kind of put it off. I was kind of just doing whatever here and there for money. And then now I'm like, you know what? I should get back to that because I never tried that to just work. So now I'm just trying to get a second job right now and just distract myself. I'm trying to keep that quote in my head. The hardest working men are the luckiest. I think it was Pitbull that said that, but I mean,
wow.
Listen, bro, if that's Pitbull, you know what? He deserves it all. If he said that,
right,
he deserves it all, bro. Like
it was either
sage wisdom.
It was like one of those motivational.
You got Thomas Edison and Pitbull. Like
Mr.
that's
305, baby.
No, it was
Mr. 305.
It wasn't a direct quote. It was like one of those like motivational fucking videos of like a clip from an interview. And it was either The Rock, French Montana, or Pitbull. I can't remember which one. Some racially ambiguous balding person. But I remember them telling a story where they had it's you.
It's me.
You're the motivational guy. But I remember them telling a story where they were like, I guess before they were rich, and they had a friend, and the friend would like see all these people come up, like actors, movie stars, rappers, whatever, and they would always go, that guy's so lucky, that guy's so lucky, that guy's so lucky. And then when this person, whether it be The Rock, French Montana, or Pitbull, I can't remember which one. I think I'm like 60% sure it was Pitbull. But I guess when this person came up, that friend was like, man, you're so lucky. And he's like, bro, like, I'm not lucky. You saw the work. Like, I just put myself in position. I got opportunities because I put myself out there. So, like, I think your mentality is fucked up because I'm not lucky. I just did. I'm lucky because I was in the right places because I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Yeah. And with that, I'm probably going to go to the strip club after this and take that second bouncing gig.
Nice. I thought you were going for pleasure. I was like, good for you.
I don't like strip clubs. We talked about this last episode.
Good for you.
But speaking of pleasure, I got 2 shout outs. I need you to get the air horn ready.
Oh, okay. It's cute.
Don't hit it yet.
Tell me when.
It's all right. So first one's going to you, my friend, because you've been clowning.
I can't.
More fire!
Stop. Everyone.
I'm a terrible Jamaican.
No, I don't have no accent for that. I can't be offensive.
I'm a terrible Jamaican, but yeah, no, I've been clowning you for years for living in the woods. Meanwhile, I didn't know you were the northeastern Pennsylvania king of fucking wedding cakes, bro. You didn't tell me. This man pops up on the #1 like wedding cake thing on Google in
Sullivan,
5 different fucking counties.
Sullivan County, Orange County, Pike County, and Lackawanna County, and
Oh, Lackawanna's that bag. I've never heard of the other ones, but I know Lackawanna's huge. So that's a very big span.
So like this part of the Poconos is like all like wealthy Long Islanders like that have like second homes. So or have moved up from the city, and so it's people that have who are used to a bunch of like expenses, and then they get here and it's like they're like for the most part it is
their money goes
affordable.
Longer.
Yeah, exactly. So they kind of go buck wild on things. Like so like you get weddings that are the cake is like $2,000 by itself. Where it's like you're talking about something fucking gigantic or enormous, or we're handling everything for them as far as like desserts. So it's getting there. So we're yeah, man, it's It's a hard thing, but I got a beautiful wife that like works her ass off every day, and she fucking deserves that shit.
Y'all niggas need to pull the dicks out, bro, because, like, I'm over here cocky as hell with nothing going for me. Y'all niggas gotta stop. Y'all talented and rich niggas, y'all gotta stop being so fucking humble, all right? Pull the dicks out every now and again. Sweet J's Cake Company.
Yeah.
Get with it or get lost, bitch.
We will ship to all 50 states, not cakes, but definitely cookies. So hit us up. We also do DIY kits. So if you want to do something with your kids, we also can't. So here's a brilliant thing, right? I'll do one last toot of the horn because I'm proud of who I'm married to. She came up like right around when shutdown happened. We were like, oh fuck, like what the like literally our model is parties, right? Like it's supposed to be for giant gatherings, and now everybody said no, don't do it. And like, you know, birthday cakes are a nightmare because you have somebody blowing out their fucking candles, they're spitting all over it. So fortunately, the bright woman that she is, she came up with like a quarantine birthday pack where she would drop off like a small cake, a few balloons, and like a card, like, and at like a really nice price where people were just like, oh wow, like yeah, I'll do that. Like, because the kids are still gonna have birthday parties, and the kids are still gonna want to do things. So like DIY kits was another thing. So if you want to make your own cookies, you want elf cookies, Christmas is coming. Hit me up. I'll put the link there.
Yes, I'll put the link in the video. Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
You should start putting the link in the fucking YouTube description.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
We got a couple of YouTube subscribers, which is it's only 26, but it's like that's way more than I honestly expected.
Right? So, when you think about it,
it was 20 last time I looked. So like up and away.
You're like, yo, there's 26 people that are watching this. Yeah. Like, yo, what's up, guys? Like, what's up?
I'm in your algorithm. I'm in your universe.
Like, what's up?
It's incredible.
Gang.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
And way more on the listens and the actual audio. And the second shout out, I can't exactly shout them out because I don't want to ruin the mix.
Copy.
But the National Meat Treasure may have made a love connection. Can I get an air horn for the love connection?
Oh shit! Now I completely forgot about the air horn. What the fuck?
Mufaya, pandem. All right. Terrible. I should stop doing that. But no, so we talked about somebody on the podcast, and then a friend of mine was like, who were you talking about on that episode? So I sent them the link, and then they were like, oh, that is a cute person. And then I sent that screenshot to another person, and they were like, oh, that's a cute person. So they might be going out very soon.
Oh,
there might be a hit.
Hey.
Wow. I'm going to be sick. I'm gonna be sick though, because if I set up, I've already introduced one of my friends to his wife. If I do it again and I'm still lonely out here, y'all getting shot.
Damn, son, like, where'd you find this?
At the fucking Gander Mountain. Got that Glock.
Oh shit! There is no more Gander Mountains. There are no more Gander Mountains. You know, and that's how you know I've been in Pennsylvania for too long that I know what a Gander Mountain is. Look,
they got rid of Gander. They don't have them in. They don't. That store doesn't.
No, it doesn't exist. Like they went out of they went to liquidation. I bought a bunch of shit. Like just like that. Those are the perfect places. Like all of a sudden you got like, you know, like a cast iron like fucking swinging pot for your fire. Like I love those kind of fucking places. I was talking about this with my boy earlier. Danny, shut up. We were talking about Tractor Supply. Have you guys ever been to Tractor Supply?
Definitely not.
I've seen them everywhere,
bro, but
I've never been inside of one because I don't want to die.
No, you can go in. You can go in. It's fine. It's honky, but not that honky sometimes. It's the only place where you can get a saddle, corn feed, pick up a chicken, like not like a live duck. Like you can walk away with so many things. You can walk away with toys. Or like the freshest Carhartt like jackets and overalls and shirts.
I love that you said.
I love it.
I love that you said it's the only place you can get these things, and then you said it's the only place you can get a saddle, as if like you were on a search for a saddle.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I was getting dog food because again, more uses out of it. It's the only place that has the dog food my dog likes to eat. And it happens to be a magical, wonderful land that, you know, it seems like the whites have been keeping from everybody. Like, you know, and I'm
I mean, they're not keeping it. Tractor Supply signs are large as fuck on the side of the highway, so they're not keeping it a secret.
Listen, I don't know. Visit your nearest
hidden in plain
supply.
sight. Like, these niggers don't have they don't own tractors.
Literally,
they've got no business
I
here.
would have never gone there. Like, but then somebody was like, "Oh yeah, you can get like, you know, Carhartt there." I was like it has clothing. Like, I had no idea. Like, what the fuck am I gonna go in there for?
Right.
Like, you literally see bags of feed for animals, like actual animals. So,
that's how
shout out.
That's how I'll know I made it if I meet a black person who owns a tractor.
Oh,
I feel like I'll die without seeing.
No, you won't, man. That I feel like if there's any kind of audience we're gonna get to, we're getting to the mid-30s farm worker of today. Like, it definitely is. Like, the dairy industry is already listening because they heard our last episode and how we slammed it. You fucking shill of an industry. Fuck you. And you know, Big Corn's gonna be after us soon. So
Big Corn. Wait, did you hear that? I think there's pitchforks at my door. Oh my god.
like that's the only industry I won't talk about. Corn is wonderful. It is the wonderful innovation of the 20th century. Like, we use it for ethanol, everything, oil. Like, you could just eat the shit. Like, like, this is a perfect fucking thing, bro. Like, I could pump gas with this thing. Like, corn is.
Listen, no.
It makes it sweet.
The black activist I am, the white man has bastardized maize. It's not corn, it's maize. All right, they've bastardized it. They pressed it into oils that are shitty. Their high fructose corn syrup is killing us. All right,
but it's also powering us. It's also powering our lower middle class, brother. We have to do it. It's for the workforce.
Not powering me. I'm big sugar free out here.
I know you are.
Nice.
That's how we get these muscles.
But most of everyone else is not your beautiful.
But speaking of,
sorry, I had to say that.
But speaking of beautiful chocolate niggas on tractors, Joey, how was your? That sounded not good at all, right? Did I rape a tractor?
I was like, oh yes. Ooh, wait a minute.
Whoa.
This
tractor,
went
half
south.
Justin. Like, it's like I imagine like a centaur,
Transformers,
like a centaur, like tractor. That's what you would be. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Just guns. Like, that would be great,
dude. That would be the funniest fucking episode of Transformers if like a tractor rolled up and then like turned into a black person and be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
What's your name?
A tractor rolls up and starts rapping, and they're like,
how far are you from Chicago? Like it's just some Illinois dude. Like, yeah, man. I love, you know, that's I love Transformers, but especially Beast Wars. I don't know if you guys were on that tip.
Yes.
Oh, we can get to that, but I got to get to Joey's.
We got to get to that
acid story first.
Yeah. Yes.
So speaking of transformation, how did that go for you?
I finally did acid with my friend. Shout out to my boy Lewis.
Hey.
And I actually did it twice. That day.
It's for the twice. I didn't know you did it twice.
Yeah. I did, like, that day. It worked out that I ended up telling my boy to cop like 2 tabs. They were 2 gel tabs.
Yeah.
So I did one with him, and then kind of went through it, and it, you know, I was also like high smoking weed, so I couldn't kind of figure things out, but it felt good and things like that. And then right before I left his crib, I was at his crib for like 5 hours, just chilling. We were just like watching YouTube videos and listening to music.
It's amazing. I love that kind of chill.
And right before I left his crib around 8 o'clock, I took it and then went home, and then I had my own real experience. And funny thing, Trop, we were talking about doing acid with people. I think acid is something I have to do it alone.
Okay.
I think like having other people could really, like, it could definitely affect the trip.
I
actually had a friend, another story, one time I did shrooms, who tried to get me to snitch on myself.
What?
My girl at the time. Yeah.
What snitch for what? Like, what? Hold on.
You tried to extort information?
Nah.
Into it.
No, okay. So Yeah, I'm gonna tell this story first. This is a way more interesting story. So one day, you know, like I had always wanted to do shrooms and shit like that. I had a friend, a homegirl, who was like, yeah, you know, we can do shrooms. Like I'll do them with you, you know. And I think I ended up picking them up. Cause you know, this was she was one of the first like people I knew, like of my kind of graduating class and age group, to like have her own crib. You know, she was like living on her own. So, you know, she could do that. She could do drugs at will in her home. At the
that is the beauty of
like,
living by yourself.
At 23 and 24.
Yeah.
You know, when like most people, like, you know,
still.
A lot of people didn't get out to like 26 yet, or still. But anyway, so I had gone to Atlantic City, I don't know, let's say a few months before.
Okay.
And my girlfriend at the time could not make it. But I still went. She was like, it's cool. It was all of our friends. I was like, you know, it's cool. So I went. And then, you know, over there having a good time, you know, drinking. And something happened that wasn't supposed to happen between two people who weren't supposed to be doing things.
All right. Well, you know.
It wasn't anything.
That's the smoothest way of saying you cheated.
It wasn't anything crazy. There was just a moment where I was on the dance floor, drunk, and I was just, you know, just dancing with my friend. And then it was just like, we locked eyes, and I was like, oh, what is about to happen right now? It was weird.
She stared deep into the honeycomb.
Yeah. And I was, yeah. So, like, we kissed, or whatever. But this girl had actually, so this situation had actually happened to one of my homeboys with this girl, I think after me, except that he was engaged and it happened in front of his fiance's family.
Yikes. Yo.
That nigga does not keep shit on the low. God damn.
Now, here's the thing.
That is embarrassing.
The girl he's engaged to, like I said, that's my homeboy. The girl he engaged to is my homegirl that I'm doing shrooms with. So, yeah. Matter of fact, he's my homeboy through her. So she hates this person because the girl who was in this thing was a part of our friend group, you know, but distantly related or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she hated her. That was her op. She wanted that bitch to die.
That's the worst, bro.
Yeah, and then at some point, somehow she got wind of, or I may have even, like, I don't know, let it and I wouldn't have done that. She got wind of what happened with me and this girl somehow. So we do shrooms, right? We're chilling in the crib. The trip is way too long. I was having like an okay trip, and then near the end, it kind of got bad, and I was like kind of like panicking and shit. So my girl had to come pick me up. And she did, and I'm tripping, and I'm just trying to get myself together, and my homegirl's like, "Yeah, this stuff is really crazy. You know, it's almost like truth serum."
She pulled the tie.
Yeah, I'm tripping, so I can't hold it together. I'm just like, and she's like, yeah, you know, so if you need to ask him anything, you want to, you know anything. And it's so funny. This is when I first started to get my perspective on drugs. In my brain, right? My conscious, normal, sober Joey self.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm locked in a cage and I'm just yelling out to myself.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up, nigga. Don't say shit. Stay strong. Yeah. Stay strong.
Yeah, bro.
Don't snitch. And she's like, so if you need to ask him anything, you know, if you want him to tell you anything.
You got set up.
And I had to like pull myself together enough to be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here before this shit gets worse.
I would not be okay with that. Never.
Yeah. I was, for some reason I wasn't really tight about it. Because I had
the shrooms, you're just like, whatever, man.
Yeah, like I finessed it. I was like,
Please subscribe to YouTube just so you can see that dance he did if you aren't already.
So I was cool, but yeah. And I got over it, but that did happen. She did try to set me up. That shit was crazy.
I've never been set
and I know
up
that
like
wasn't like it wasn't like a scheme. It was like an opportunistic thing. Because I started having a bad trip, and that shit was whack.
Bro, not okay. But don't start that. You like that's the one thing you don't start. Like, just why? Not one of them.
Bro, it's the worst when you like discover you can't do drugs around somebody, because for me, like, that shit sticks. Like, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I was doing shrooms. I don't remember the time frame. It was sometime in the winter. It was like maybe around New Year's. And I got this friend, and she's like a white liberal, so the worst. And like, I don't know, she just tries to like dissect like everything I say into something bad. And we're on shrooms, 3.5 grams of the chocolates, and like, what did I don't know, I was saying something about working out, and she was like working out is just something, like, a lot of people just can't quantify that. That's just something I enjoy doing. That is, it's art. You're changing your body. It's literally art. Yeah. I don't care what girls think. I don't care about looking good.
Yeah.
Y'all
taking care of yourself is a good thing. And
it's not about taking care of myself. I just like if I want to gain weight, I'll gain weight. If I want to lose weight, I'll lose weight. Because like, I respect that my body can do that just with dietary changes. If I want to get stronger, if I want to get faster, I just change a little thing here and there, and I think that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
But people can't really quantify that.
That's silly.
I'm doing it for women, or I'm doing it for other reasons, and then like, I'm talking to her about it as I'm high as fuck, and she's just like, what did she say? She's like, you're more than your body. Like, what if you lost your legs tomorrow? Like, you wouldn't be able to work out, but you would still be you. And I was like, how the fuck is that an okay thing to say?
I don't get
when
that.
I'm high as fuck. And then like, she brought it up again when I was sober, months later. And what did she say? She was like, are you using the gym as self-harm? Which, nigga, I'm gonna keep it a band. There's a little bit of that in there.
Sure.
But like, in my best moments,
don't
like, I could even, my best and happiest, I'm still at the gym.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm still drinking egg whites to get my fucking 100 grams of protein in a night.
Yep.
You know, I'm still like, that's just a fun thing for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Counting calories is fun for me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I
it.
remember her doing that when I was high on shrooms, and then she did it again when I was sober, and I was like, I just can't tell this bitch shit, bro.
Yo,
I would not.
really
not a friend. That is an op. It's like, yo, I didn't realize you're my fucking enemy. That's crazy.
Bro, I would not.
I don't advocate
I wouldn't
violence
say she's my enemy,
against women, but like, if you had told me that you had open palm slapped her, like, not super hard, but a little bit, I would say she deserved it. Like, when she was like, what
problematic
if you fucking lost your
legs?
Fuck it. We'll go there. We'll go there.
You know what's funny too, though? Like, so I was already depressed because I was like fresh after the breakup. So I was just like, I just started crying, and I was like, you know what? I'm going back to my hotel, because I was in Chicago at this point. So I drove out there from PA just to like hang out and just be out of the house. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm just go back to my hotel. You know what I do? And my favorite thing to do on shrooms, look at myself in the mirror naked. That shit is
lit.
That ass, like, so it's so fucked up, because for so many years, nigga, I'll suck my own dick. But for so many years, whenever I would see people talking about any kind of psychedelics, they would always say the worst thing to do is look in the mirror.
Okay.
And recently, I was having a pretty bad trip, and it was so funny because so like, the trip was I was hanging out with my homegirl, and she's great, but she lives or was like staying with a friend, and like the friend owns the house. So it just felt weird, like, and the friend was like asleep, so it just felt weird, like being high and giggly and like trying to monitor how loud I'm laughing, and like I just got really in my head. So I was like, all right, I don't want to like be in space, and I was like, all right, I'll get over it. But then my homegirl fell asleep, so you know, it's Detroit, so you got to lock your doors when you leave and shit. So I'm like sitting there, high as fuck in my head, like I want to leave, but I don't want to wake anybody up to lock the door behind me because it's like 2:30 in the morning. And I'm just having this bad trip. The thoughts are spiraling, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to fucking do. Like, do I just dip? Do I just like wake somebody up and dip? Do I leave the door unlocked? Like, what do I do? So I got in the mirror. I went to the bathroom, took a piss. I turned around, and this girl's bathroom is fucking super white, beautiful tiled floors, just a crazy bright white overhead lighting. And I'm like looking in the mirror, and I take my shirt off, and I'm like, oh, that's what these bitches are after.
Yeah.
This shit is good. Like, that brought me right back down to earth, and I was like, all right, it's not that big a deal to just wake your homegirl up to lock the door.
Right.
Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
So after that, I put my clothes on. I woke her up. I was like, yo, this trip kind of went sour. And she's like, what? No, do you want me to like stay up with you? And I'm like, nah, I'm gravy. Like, I'm going to just go. I'm like, I need to go to sleep because this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then I got back in my house and it was fine.
Right.
But yeah, like
sometimes you gotta like recenter.
Looking at me.
Like really.
Yeah.
When you're on something like that and you got people kind of fucking ruining the high, like you just gotta you gotta regroup. That's what I'd rather do.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I have another story about being high on marijuana. So I don't smoke weed,
Right.
Okay.
for those who don't know. But I think, I want to say like every year and a half, I give it another try just to like make sure, which is probably a bad idea because I'm just massive tolerance break, then smoke the loud Zaza my friends are smoking just to try it. Like this fucking military grade marijuana that fucking Trump's probably smoking to cure COVID.
No, is that the key?
So
because that's what I like, somehow that always makes it across my screen. Like marijuana smokers are like somehow not getting COVID. It's
that's not true.
If it is,
who has studied that?
No one.
Who would study that?
No one.
Who's just
It's
taking,
bullshit.
Who's just like, oh, there's a deadly disease all over the world. Let me grab this guy in a Grateful Dead t-shirt.
Listen, man, they're one and the same sometimes. You never know.
But I remember this was like 12 years ago. I was smoking, and it was like 4 of our boys, and I just remember being high in this room with these niggas, a room full of niggas, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, yo, these niggas are so fucking ugly. Oh my God. And I'm just looking at all their pores, like deeply into the pores while I'm just like high as fuck. And I'm just like, oh my God, am I this ugly that I'm hanging out with these niggas? We're still friends with one of them. We're not friends with the other two, but I was just like, fucking greasy as hell. And it just like, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me eat something. And then as I'm eating, I'm like, this tastes so good, but it's making me so fat. I could feel the butter pouring out of my skin.
Oh, that's whack.
Or like Doritos, something out the corner store. And I was just like, God, I hate this. But yeah, I don't smoke weed.
I do. I do it enough for you. So like
you do it. You're doing it right now.
I'm covering for you. I'm taking your share. It's enjoyable. And then I get to talk and lubricate this nice smooth brain of mine. Like,
yeah.
So which would you rather? To smoke a blunt with Jay-Z or $500,000?
I would smoke a blunt with Jay-Z.
Yeah. But you'd have to pay $5,000 to smoke.
No, I'll take the
because
$500.
It's an investment.
No, I'm good.
Trop, the next time you
unless he gets on the pod, there you go.
Hey,
that's an investment, bro.
Trop, when the next time you get to that year and a half part where you do end up trying it, I hope I'm there, and I hope I can help you so that you may have a more pleasurable experience, because I realized while getting high, I can't catch myself enough before getting too high. But I can see when other people do it. And if it's that real loud pack, I'm gonna be like, yo, Trop, hit this one time and then just chill, just don't like just hit this one time.
Don't ride like
and
this.
then like don't come when it comes back around, even if they pass you, say no. Just say no.
Yeah.
Like
he's good at saying no.
We used to be.
I'll say that. He's good at saying no. Look at him.
Yeah, I'm very good at turning down drugs. I don't know, man. I just don't like I said, I don't like downers.
I respect it. I understand.
Not my thing. I think the last time I tried something, no, actually it was funny. So the last 2 cycles were edibles.
Okay.
So one was my ex bought a bunch of edibles for herself, and I tried one with her. And it was so funny. Not the most recent ex, but the ex before that. So like maybe 3 years ago. And I was just like, it was so funny because, like, in my head, I'm like, I don't even want to be around this person. So I'm like high on this edible, and I don't remember the THC. I just know it was like a THC treat fucking thing. And I have no idea, like, the THC content or the milligramage, whatever the fuck you say it is. And I just remember biting into this shit thinking, like, because you ever have a person who dotes on you too much when you're high to the point where, like, now you're having to calm them down, and it's like you're already fucked up, so you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, like, stop doting on me, please. Like this is giving me anxiety. Like when somebody asks you if you're okay 55 fucking times to the point where you're like, maybe I'm not okay.
Those kind of people that just want to add anxiety to the whole thing, like I stay really far away from. Like,
she was fucking it up.
I can't do that. Like, I'm a very chill person for like almost everything, and I keep it like that, especially when it's drugs. Like, this was expensive, bro. Don't be fucking this up. Like, let's have a ride. Enjoy.
But the next round after that was the same edible. It was in my freezer for like a year after I broke up
totally
with her.
Worked.
And I just like never threw it out. And then one day I was like,
fuck it.
Should I just?
Yes.
I mean, it's in the freezer. Like it's still good. So pop in the freezer. It was nice. It wasn't terrible, but like it's not a feeling I just like. I popped the edible, and then you get that. You know when how edibles start in your feet, or is that just me?
Well, you know what? Sometimes it does because you're talking about a very physical body high, like something that you feel. I get like right here in the cheeks usually. Like I like it. I think it's a really nice way to do. But I'm old school. I like smoking a joint and just chilling out.
For me, whenever I do any kind of edible, it's like tingling in my feet, and I'm like, okay, it's about to hit me, and then it's a body high, and then that's cool. But then it goes psychological, and even when it's like a okay psychological, it's still like I just want to like sit around and eat. I don't want to like I'm not like people who are like I'm going to smoke weed and build a house or paint a painting. I'm like, how are you functioning? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, it's fun. Like I did it when whenever I actually like focus. Like I like to mow my lawn with stripes. Now I'm starting to like get into that. And when I do puff and just go out, I put my headphones on and literally I just get like super focused into doing this one thing. So it's possible. I've refinished my table like that. I've built furniture in the house. It's just I'm not going to snitch anything else out, but I can do a lot of things for the most part, really good.
I like how you basically want to say you fuck your wife.
He's like, I'm just.
I like you say I don't want to snitch myself out, as if you didn't confess that your newest child was conceived while your wife had a blunt in her mouth on top of you.
It's wonderful. It's listen, man, we're talking about the procreation and we're talking about the extension of life. It's beauty already.
That really is.
And dude, it was so funny. Speaking of which, as I start many sentences, I saw a TikTok.
And that's your 10th one today.
Oh, this is my life now, TikTok. But by the way, if anybody wants to pay me to be their social media manager, feel free to contact me, tropicalJustin@gmail.com,
I'm going to have you be my social media.
All social platforms. But
manager.
They were having the conversation on TikTok about what it feels like to leave it in. We talked about the pull-out game of this generation being crazy.
Yeah.
But I haven't nutted in a girl and just let it simmer, just stayed in there for years. Years. And I'm like, damn, it's been
emptying the clip, years. Bro. It's
since I shot the club up.
Bro, you gotta empty the clip. You gotta empty the clip. You know what it is, bro? Like, that's why I want a vasectomy. Cause my wife is live right now and she keeps telling me I want another baby. And it's gonna bro, stop. I can't. It is so fun. Just just not giving a fuck. Especially when they're she's already pregnant and you're just for months on end. And so it's a pleasure. And if your wife or your partner or whatever you do is on some kind of birth control, it's the best. Especially when they get she had an IUD, it was years of it, just anytime, anywhere. It's I need to live like that. But she isn't comfortable with it anymore. So I gotta get my stuff situated.
Yeah.
Because I don't want one.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that show, Working Mom?
Yes.
Did you see the episode with the vasectomy?
No, I didn't.
Spoiler alert.
I know I didn't, I guess.
I mean, do you want me to spoil it? Or
I don't care.
Watch it? I fucking love that show so much. So Working Moms is a Netflix series about working moms. And in the first episode, what happens is the one woman, she gives birth to her second child, and, you know, their motto was to and through. But I guess women are like super fertile for like 9 months after they give birth. Quite a bit. So she was pregnant again with a third child. And her and her husband were like trying to do the math to see if they could afford it. Yeah. They couldn't. And, you know, she went and got an abortion, and they had, you know, their talk about it, and they resolved it, and they, you know, they moved past it. But that's still like a traumatic thing for a woman to go through, even if you don't want the child. But there was another episode where I guess the husband, like, got a vasectomy in, like, secret because he, like, saw what she was going through and, like, just didn't have a discussion. You know what? I'm just going to get it done. And he, like, didn't tell her because, like, didn't know how. And then, you know, they thought about it for, like, 2 seconds. And then they had some makeup sex, and the guy goes, "Where do you want me to finish?" And she's like, "Well, you got a vasectomy, right?" Empty the clip. And then it just goes to this whole sex montage of them banging everywhere because there's no cleanup. Yeah. And like, that was what started in my brain. I was like, damn, I gotta get a vasectomy.
Yo, it's beautiful. Like that kind of sex is great. Like when you just don't give a whole damn. Like it's just great. Like I don't know how else I can say that it's fun.
I feel like, though, as a single man, my performance would suffer if I got a vasectomy.
Yeah,
because
probably.
You know, the knowledge that you have to pull out is like, all right, I got to give this. Toes. Give this my all, but, you know, stay sharp. Yeah. Stay vigilant in the pursuit of making this girl come.
You animal. You're fucking beating things.
I do. I'm Yondom the fuck. Bro, I had to clear the Yondoms off the table. I started filming this. I was like, I don't want the Yondoms in this shot. That's weird.
It's not. But, it's like a little nugget for people to watch.
I feel like I already talked about my sex life too much. I don't want this Yondom, the Yondom box right here fucking for the world to see.
Maybe we can square off like some kind of like Magnum commercial. Like we can figure out some advertisement for them. We can, you know, hey, one of us is a user.
I used to fuck with Magnums.
I don't know. I used to fuck with Magnums. I assume nothing.
Wait, how do you did your dick shrink? You used to fuck with Magnums?
I found something like my wife preferred, like we found a different kind of condom that was the same. Yeah. See, the thing is
it Dior?
Funny thing, no, not yet, but it was something we were considering. But what happened was, like, when I say I use Magnums, like, I did not fill the length.
I wasn't accusing nor implying.
But I'm explaining.
But why you were using Magnums if you're not filling the Magnum?
Because of the girth.
Which I know you are, because you're swinging.
It's the girth.
It's the girth. Yo,
it was the girth.
Oh, you're a girthy. I talked about this episodes ago. I was like, I know you got the girthiest joint in here, and you denied it. But I know you were girthy.
Oranges.
It. You know what it was? It's just like kind of like your thing you said. Like when this girl was like, "I have this," and you put it on, you were like, "Oh, okay." I didn't realize this was this uncomfortable. It was when I was younger. You know, being like, "I'm going to give these a shot," and then being like, "Oh." People made it seem like, oh, this is for elephant dicks, but I was like, oh no, this is valid. Dick. I'm going to be a fucking member of the
Magnum Club,
fucking gold ticket club.
Yeah,
and I will let bitches know. Hey, Unfortunately, what if no one ever fucking cared.
Like a members only jacket that had like Magnum Club, like you know, like we just hand it to like you.
That
like,
sounds like fire.
And then you get like a little jacket. And like that way, everybody
that daily.
I think I just found a really good business idea.
So you used to wear Magnums for your girthy penis.
Yeah.
What changed?
I don't know. My wife saw some condoms that she thought were interesting.
What is interesting?
They're called.
Wait, I don't know.
I don't know. So they're called the Lilo Lux.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
It's some kind of like. The condom is constructed in some kind of like honeycomb way, like when you look at it, that it's supposed to, I don't know, make it, you know, feel like better.
I know about this innovation.
Like thinner, but also more safe and blah, 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 all that shit. And they also fit and they're decent. So that's what we're fucking with right now. But actually we're in the process of trying out some polyisoprene ones, the non-latex ones, just because I hate the fucking way latex smells.
It's disgusting.
Dude, the smell of latex. Like, it's so funny. It's so funny growing up because everyone says condoms they take away all the feeling. That's not fucking
They don't.
True. That's not true at all. But nobody growing up ever tells you. I think it's because all these kids are lying about sex. That's probably
they don't know.
In the 90s,
they don't actually
early
know.
2000s. They're just like, oh, condoms feel whatever. But like condoms, I mean, sex goes from like a 10 to a 9 with a condom, really. But like the smell, oh god, and it fills a room so quickly, so much.
They all suck. Like the, I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's just
radiates.
Gross, bro. It's gross. I don't know, man. I'm glad.
Well, you've been drawing for fucking a decade now.
About like a full consistent decade. Like we were talking about that too.
You should throw a party, like an anniversary of like the first time you fucked.
That's a new way, like to start, like, you know, just our nuptials. Like, hey, what's this one about? The day I blew you, honey. Actually, here's a steak. This was the first time that I swallowed, or you ate me out. Like, I don't know, man. We can come up with all kinds of occasions. I think it would work. Like, why wouldn't it?
I think I would throw a celebration for the first time somebody sucked my toes. I think that is.
Hey, keep it consistent,
because
you're so consistent.
Here's the thing:
like,
when a girl sucks my toes, that's when I know she's.
Oh yeah,
like that's when I know she's like because like most girls don't.
No, they're not gonna
love it. But like if I say like suck my toes, and they're just like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm like, okay, you're a chill, laid back gal. I gotta mark this in the calendar.
You like getting your toes sucked.
That's good.
And I think you have more of a foot thing than you've alluded to. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, one thing is just going like, hey, feet are feet. You're going like, hey, I love the act of someone just sucking my toes. Wait, did it get
shows
to
me that
every
they're
toe?
down for the kid,
Did
bro.
it get to every toe? Or are they like deep throating the foot? Like, because you're a size 13 because you got a big foot. I know I have a big foot, so somebody's deep throated your foot
once.
Wonderful.
Was it valid? Like, were you like, this is it? Like, it was fire?
Oh, it was 100% valid.
That's what's up.
And here's the thing about it. That person who did that. Nah, here's the thing though.
Okay.
I hate how long this is. The thing about it is that the science is proven because, again, this is a thing I do. No, hear me out. This is a thing I do where I'm like, are you cool? Like, are you really a poppin' person? Because, like, you know how it is these days. Like, people will suck your ass in an alley before they, like, hang out with you in the daytime. You know what I mean? So you're getting a lot of the sexual shit before you're even really getting to know a person.
Yeah.
So, like, if a girl does that, I usually means that she's pretty cool.
Okay.
And we're going to get a decent friendship out of this.
Right.
At
A decent
least.
friendship.
And the person who did this is definitely the kindest, most wonderful person that I have ever met in this life.
Right.
So
how do you deal with being friends with somebody who sucked your toes? Like, you just like, you know what?
How do you deal with being friends with somebody who has to?
You don't just like talk to them like, hey, listen, can we go back to the like? I mean, it's just got to be toe sucking. That's all. It's innocent. I'll like.
It's innocent.
You suck my toe. Nobody says anything. Like, just I don't know, man. You know, I'm glad you have a thing. You know,
I wouldn't say I have a thing, but you know,
Can we start a poll?
You know, I'm living my life.
Can we start a poll? Just clip this, Justin. Like, just say this is the point. Does Justin have a toe thing, a foot thing?
Yes.
We need this solved by the very little audience, but we love you guys. You're dedicated, and thank you for all the messages, by the way. And people, friends, doing some really fucking funny comments. I did get proven right, apparently, about East Orange, but I'm sure I'll get more messages about it later on. So what are you guys doing for the weekend? Because you've already said you're going to a strip club to get more work. What are you doing, Joey? Are you working?
I'm working. The weekend is my work week. I'm off in the beginning of the week. So I'm just working, reflecting on my recent experiences with LSD, because there were some very eye-opening moments.
That's right. Really
in it. And
talk about it.
Hallucinogens are cool, because it's like doing it by myself was nice. Like I was in a comfortable space. I was right here in the studio, and I was just calm and relaxed, and nobody was around me. And it just like makes you happy, which was dope.
Yeah.
You just like you were saying, Trop, like you get all giggly. There's just these 10-minute stretches where I just couldn't fucking stop laughing. And the things that would make me laugh would be the silliest things. Like I had this thought, and it makes sense when you're on acid. Once you come out of that, it doesn't make sense. But I was like, are we looking for solutions to problems, or are we finding problems for solutions? And then I could not fucking stop laughing.
That was deep. That was the deep section. Besides your Pitbull and meme, like the two moments are sandwiched. I think that's a good way to close this out, because I don't know, my brain just shut down when you said that, Joey.
I mean, that's kind of what acid kind of did for me, though. Like it kind of just brings everything back into perspective and just shows you like, yo, shit is very simple. Like life is simple. Like stop complicating things.
So right, like sometimes like it's just as like, for me, like personally, like I got like my family to kind of center me right now, which is like it's a good thing, because like everyone's got their anchor, like or at least their place to kind of like be home base, and like like it's dope when you can have like one of those, like even when I smoke weed, like when it's just a revelation that I have on my own, and then I go upstairs and I'm like talking to my kid, and then holding my daughter, like it like grounds you, like it just like makes everything like it's not that crazy. Like you're just gonna you're gonna do the best that you can do. You're gonna get everything done. Like everything will get done. Things will happen. Shit happens. But that's my positive little tidbit for you guys.
It's so weird how drugs do that, and like when
alcohol is
drugs,
never.
you can kind of stop and smell the roses.
Right.
You can stop and smell the roses, but like you just can't when you're so. It's
you can't.
Like for me, like my brain is burnt out from thinking like, how do I become this ultimate rich
person,
hot, fucking well-rounded kid? And it's not even just like rich, it's like well-rounded, empathetic.
Right.
How do I put the people I love on? How do I get on to begin with?
Yes.
And how do I do this gracefully? And it's like these thoughts are just like launched into my brain all the time.
Yeah.
Like literally, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day and I think, how the fuck can I be the greatest me? But it's not a positive thought.
Right.
It's like, fuck, how the fuck do I get better? Like, how the fuck do I get out of this job?
Yeah.
How the fuck do I get more money? How the fuck? And it's just like, you're frustrated. Like, it's to the point where like, I can't even, like at work, I have to like jot down everything I have to do after work because there's so many thoughts that you'll forget to do like basic shit like grocery shop.
Yeah.
That's why I fucking, like somebody was like clowning me because like I drink egg whites a lot. Because I just have problems hitting my protein goals because my thoughts get so flustered that I forget to eat, which is like not a problem I've had up until like the last year.
Right.
But I'm just like
stressed, dude.
Whew,
yeah.
Like I need to prescribe something. I need to fucking see a therapist.
I would recommend that.
Yeah,
man.
bro. Definitely.
I always subscribe to the fact that at least therapy, if you start yourself on that path, you at least share because we all have our own traumas, we all have our points where things changed for us, and sometimes those changes can be happy and great, but sometimes it's that stress that you experience doesn't just disappear once it goes away. Like you'll still feel it, like the way you break a leg and now you walk a little different, even if you're completely healed. Like there's something that your brain goes through, like every time it deals with an event. And the more that like, you know, people don't give a little credence or give themselves a little break, you know, give themselves like an opportunity to say, hey, like, okay, you know, things are on okay, but I can talk to someone. And sometimes even just like, you know, being able to absolutely like talk about things and to an unbiased person.
Unbiased person.
You know, and I think that's the hardest and best part, you know, opening. I had like, you know, tons of personal revelations in therapy. So I say go for that. And if you find that medication is what you need to do, you know, I do it. I think it's the best way. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't change you in the way people think, you know, what it does, it again, like gives me balance. You know, I'm able to give myself like that 5-second, like head start before I get to where I'm going. And, you know, it's a benefit because, you know, the hard thing about depression and stuff is like, not only like, do you get into that hole, but like you're driving everyone else away. Like, just really easily. Like, and yeah, bro.
Yeah. I was doing therapy for a little bit, maybe at the top of the year, and it wasn't a good therapist, but
that's the hard
just
part.
Like, so it was nice to just like let off. And like, now I'm just like, do I want to like go through the process of like
it's hard.
vetting a bunch of fucking people?
It is hard.
So like right now, I'm just gonna like check a bunch of boxes that I need to check off, and then I'll like, not all the boxes obviously, but like a couple, and then get back into it.
Yeah.
But it's better than being a joint in the zodiac, you know. At least I'm not on that path. Like, you know what, my Libra sun is just makes my brain,
you know
whatever the fuck month Libra is.
Like, how do you, bro? Whatever people want to fucking talk, but like zodiacs or fucking astrology, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how you can say that because you were born on some star like date that no longer exists.
The way people justify it is so they're so good at justifying like the stars, like, oh well, they used it in Mesopotamia and this and that and third and and the ocean currents, blah blah blah, and it's like, bro, like a girl just broke up with you because you couldn't stop cheating. Like, why don't you solve that issue first?
It wasn't because you read that day on Thursday that you were gonna have an unfortunate event with a friend. Like, I've never understood that shit personally because like it's weird to me. Like, there's not like, I would put more credence to the Chinese zodiac than to the astrology one, just because I totally would say I'm part of the year of the rabbit, just like you, Justin.
I don't know what the fuck. I thought it was the year of the rabbit.
No, rabbit, 87.
I think I was born in the year of the hog.
It's speaking of, my birthday's coming up.
Well, apparently you have a hog with your girthy penis.
It's not that girthy.
It's very girthy.
Part of me thinks that.
Listen,
you know,
pull the dicks out, boys. Literally.
A part of me thinks that Magnum was like kind of tight.
Ooh.
But that's because I wasn't unrolling it all the way.
Unfurling.
But when you unroll it all the way, like, it's not widening when you unroll it more. It's just length.
No.
I told y'all, like, y'all got the girth. I got the length.
It's not that it's widening. It's that, like, you know, it's a tightly curled, rolled up, like, latex. Or, like, that's more resistance, more latex. Yeah. So, of course, that part's going to be extra tight. So, like, it's going to be fucking tight on me because I'm not using half the fucking condom.
Amazing. This is, well,
I'm using the whole length.
That's beautiful. Whole length. I respect it.
Look at you.
The whole. All of
it. It's a long shalong.
It's
not the girthiest in the world.
Shalong.
But, you know, it gets the job done.
I really don't understand.
Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm depressed. Who cares?
Like, I really in another life, there is a you that is an adult actor.
Oh yeah,
just slaying them.
Mm-hmm.
Just
he's like the Lexington Steele of his era.
Yeah, just
is.
Dude, like, if I had the meat for it, I would have already been on that path, bro.
Like, that's what you would do.
I bet in proportion to your body, your meat will look just fine on camera.
shall we challenge this? Well,
I mean, I have a bunch of videos on my phone that looks all right.
Send it to. Send it over to all the social medias immediately.
Could you imagine, bro, if I just started posting? Girls haven't like, oh my God. That would be...
Ladies.
Maybe my deathbed. On my deathbed,
over to TikTok
the iCloud will just...
Rush over to TikTok.
He's
to Facebook.
That's what's going to be at my funeral. Just a bunch of videos playing sex tapes from my youth. Thank you, iCloud, for storing these forever.
just huge in the shower, like just taking massive amount of like soapy pictures. Like I can imagine that's what you do all day.
Not soapy, but I do have tons of nudes of myself that no one ever sees. Girls have begged me for nudes, and I'm like, no,
these are just for me. Collection. Yeah, I get it.
Just for me. I've cropped a few for TikTok just for like because.
Yeah, that's how I love it. I love it. The thirst is going to be happening because we already see it all the time. The thirst is there. Ladies, quench your thirst with, come on, man. Come. Let him see the gun show a little bit. Just let him see your biceps.
Is it for them?
No, it's definitely for them, bro. Because they get nasty. I don't know if you've seen that, Joey. They get like them drinking sweat and like fucking.
I have seen that, cracking bones and sucking,
bro. I don't
like
get
the
those
gristle
notes.
out of it.
That's not for me. That's for you, Jay. Like I love that.
Listen, no one's trying to marry me.
There's so many people trying to marry you right now.
No, people try to fuck me all the time. But I actually got depressed the other day because. And my catchphrase, I saw a TikTok. Girls were basically saying that like a guy was saying that like girls don't ever say they just want to smash. And I'm looking in the comments, and all these girls were like, "Yeah, we do." Be like, "Don't take the guy seriously." And I'm just like, "Damn!"
It's like, ouch.
You bitches are not taking me seriously. But like, you know what? With good reason. I'm a straight male podcaster in a studio apartment. You definitely should. And single father. You totally shouldn't take me seriously. So gotta level up before I find the wife.
I think that's the perfect ending. Like, I think that's where we end today. You are a single father that is a straight male podcaster. And you're ready to mingle. I think that's where we need to direct all traffic to that today.
And he's looking for something serious, ladies. Don't just use him for his body. Because
take him seriously.
Just use me for. I'm not your.
No, he's not your meat.
Welcome. Thank you for listening to the National Meat Treasure. On that point, I love you all the time. Everyone that's listening, subscribe, like, and do everything that you can because we're coming out twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're coming out mostly at 2:00. I'm lazy sometimes, but it's always going to be on Tuesday and Thursday. So count on that on us because that's what the boys are bringing.
And follow us on social media at thin.cruel.lips, at Point the Barrel, and at Saint Thrillah, an AH at the
AH. See you later, babies.
Peace.
Later. One.
Yes, you square.